Today I wanted to share a tutorial to make cranberry walnut cookies in a jar. I just love cookie mix in a jar as it makes a great hostess gift, a great housewarming gift, or it's just a thoughtful treat for a good friend. And these seasonal cookies are so delicious, you just might end up making a batch for yourself. So let's get started. Here are the materials that you'll need to gather. A quart-sized mason jar, a spoon, or I like to use a muddler from the bar, helps pack everything down into the jar. Some saran, cling wrap, I use present seal because it's what I had on hand. A sheet of decorative paper or a piece of wrapping paper will also do the trick. A stamp, mine says made with love, and a stamp pad of course. A roll of twine. A leftover paper towel roll, some scrap paper and tape to make a funnel. Scissors. And last but not least, you'll need some cute gift tags as well. You'll also need to print out their recipe instructions to attach to the back of your tag, which you can find on my website or in the description box below. You'll also need to grab flour and white sugar, some brown sugar, baking soda and baking powder, some cinnamon, sprinkle of salt, dried cranberries, chopped walnuts, and some vanilla or white chocolate chips, whatever you prefer. Don't forget to grab some measuring equipment and a fork or a whisk as well. So to begin, we'll prep our funnel. Getting the ingredients in the mason jar can be kind of tricky. You don't want to make a mess. So grab the paper towel roll, grab your scrap piece of paper, and some tape. All you really do is make a wide opening at one end of the paper, a thinner opening end at the other. Stick it through the paper towel roll. So the first thing to add into your jar is the flour. It'll be 1 1/4 cups. And my 1/4 cup. There we go. Next, you add a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Also add a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Next, add 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda. Just a little bit. Finally, just a sprinkle of salt. They say adding salt to a sweet recipe helps us taste the sweet even better. Then you want to sift this all together. Whoever bakes this will mix it again, so you don't have to worry too much, but you do want to make sure that it's mostly combined. Alright, that's good. Next, take your spoon or your muddler and try to pack it down as much as you can. The flour tends to spread out around it, but just make it look even and pretty along the sides as much as you can. The next step is to add in a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Again, pack it down lightly with your muddler or spoon. You can already see the layers starting to come together nicely. Next comes the cranberries. A whole cup goes in here. It looks so pretty in the side of the mason jar too. Here's a 1/2. And a whole cup. Yum. Now don't pat these ones down too hard. You don't want them to all stick together. That'll make the mixing later a little bit difficult. Just smooth them out, give it a nice even layer in your jar. Alright, perfect. Next is my favorite part. 1/2 cup of white chocolate chips. These are so delicious. I like the ones from Whole Foods. Whoops. Vanilla chips on the run. Lost my funnel. Again, smooth these ones out. You don't have to worry about pounding it down anymore. Just make sure that it's a nice, even layer. Beautiful. Then you add in half a cup of chopped walnuts. And in you go. Once again, smooth them out. So pretty, I'm so excited. You guys, tell me this does not look gorgeous. Look at those layers. Oh, your friends are gonna love this recipe. So the final step is to add in half a cup of white sugar. I like to put this on top because it needs to be beaten in with the butter first when mixing all of the ingredients together. You'll find with cookies that beating butter and sugar is the first step because it adds air into the batter, which then helps the cookies rise. It also gives them a nice texture. It helps with a couple different things. So, while the rest of these dry ingredients can be mixed in at any time, it is important to have the sugar and the butter first. So I like to put it on the top. To keep the sugar grains from falling in between the nuts down towards the bottom, I just use a thin strip of saran wrap or plastic wrap, whatever you're using. And I start by just setting it in the top like a little bowl. Then you can pour your sugar in. Fills it up right to the top. Then twist up your cling wrap. If you have a lot extra, you can snip it off. This shouldn't be bad. Twist it around together so that it holds, and then just tuck it down like so. You won't see this plastic once the jar is finished, once we add on all the rest of our little decorations, so don't worry about that. It fits in just perfectly. Look at that. So now we're ready to decorate the jar. You can start by putting the jar seal on top. Doesn't really stick right now, but that's okay. Set it aside and grab your piece of decorative paper. You can always try this on a scrap piece of paper first just to see how you like it, but it's a pretty simple method. So lay the lid down on your piece of paper and a couple inches out, trace a large circle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want to go larger rather than smaller because you can always cut off more at the end, but you can't glue the paper back together. So trim your circle. And what you do is center it on the top of the jar. Make sure it's in the center. And then press it down around the edges. You don't need to take your lid. This might require different levels of pressure depending on the thickness of your paper. But once you press it down a couple times, you should be able to easily then screw it on. And that makes a cute little skirt for the jar. So then what you can do is trim around it, depending on how many of the layers you want to show. So I'll put on the one that I made earlier, my cute fall paper from Joann Fabric. I thought it matched so well because the cookies were seasonal. It's just such a pretty picture. So, should twist back on nicely. Look how adorable this is, you guys. I'm so excited. It's coming together so well. Next, what you have to do is finish your tag. So you'll have to print off the instructions so that the friend that you give these knows how to bake the cookies, what temperature, etc. You can print that off from my website, or you can just write it on the back if you want, whatever you prefer. But I went to the craft store and I also bought this cute little stamp that says Made with Love and the rhubarb stalk colored ink. You'll notice it's a beautiful, beautiful red color. It matches the paper perfectly. Make sure enough ink is on there. Stamp it right in the center. And this is an easy way too if you're making a lot of tags. It just goes pretty quickly. Oh, I'm so happy with that. See you guys, isn't that adorable? I love it. So next, we'll take about 3 arms lengths worth of twine and just fold it in half once like so. Then, thread your tag through and wrap it like so, just a couple times around the lid. I want a little bit of slack so that the tag moves. And then when you like it, you can tie a cute bow around the back. And voila! There you have it, guys. Cranberry walnut cookies in a jar. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment below if you like this tutorial or if you tried it. I would love to hear how it went. And feel free to subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. That way you'll get to see all of my next videos. I have a couple cool ideas coming up that I think you will like. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching again. Happy fall!